Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we are going to explore the remarkable leadership of a man who guided a nation through a very difficult time. His name was Abraham Lincoln. He was the 16th President of the United States, and his leadership during the Civil War is something people still study today. This was a time of great division and conflict, a time when the United States was fighting against itself. How did one man help to keep the country together and end slavery? Let's learn about the qualities that made Abraham Lincoln a great leader. Abraham Lincoln was born in a small log cabin in Kentucky. His early life was not easy. He was poor and had little formal education. But he was a very curious person and loved to read. He taught himself many things by reading books. He was also known for his honesty and his ability to connect with ordinary people. Even from a young age, people saw him as someone with integrity. As he grew older, Lincoln became a lawyer and then a politician. He was a strong speaker and debater. He believed that slavery was wrong and that all people should be free. This was a very controversial idea in his time. Controversial means causing disagreement or discussion. Many people in the southern states of the United States relied on enslaved people to work on their farms. They did not want to give up this way of life. As the country became more divided over the issue of slavery, Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. This was a very critical moment in American history. Critical means extremely important and having a big impact on the future. His election made the southern states very angry. They felt that their way of life was under threat. One by one, these states decided to leave the United States and form their own country, called the Confederate States of America. This act of leaving was called secession. Secession means formally withdrawing from membership of a federation or body, especially a political state. The secession of the southern states led directly to the Civil War in 1861. This was a long and bloody war. Bloody means involving a lot of violence and death. Abraham Lincoln was now the leader of a nation at war with itself. He faced enormous pressure. Pressure means a feeling of stress because of demands or difficulties. People had different opinions about the war, and many were losing their lives. One of Lincoln's greatest challenges was to keep the northern states united in their goal to preserve the Union, to keep the United States together. He had to deal with different political opinions and keep people motivated. Motivated means having a reason for doing something, wanting to work hard. He gave many speeches to try to unite the country. He used clear and simple language so that ordinary people could understand his ideas. Another important aspect of Lincoln's leadership was his empathy. Empathy means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. He understood the pain and suffering caused by the war on both sides. Even though he was fighting to end slavery, he spoke with compassion for all people affected by the conflict. Compassion is a feeling of sympathy and wanting to help those who are suffering. As the war continued, Lincoln realized that to truly save the Union, he also needed to address the issue of slavery directly. In 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation. This was a very significant document. Significant means important and deserving of attention. The Emancipation Proclamation declared that all enslaved people in the Confederate States were to be freed. This changed the purpose of the war. It was no longer just about keeping the country together, it was also about ending slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation was a bold and courageous act of leadership. Courageous means brave, not afraid. It faced a lot of criticism from different groups of people. Criticism means expressing disapproval of something. Some people thought it did not go far enough, while others thought it went too far. But Lincoln believed it was the right thing to do. Even during the war, Lincoln was thinking about the future of the country after the fighting would end. He believed in reconciliation. Reconciliation means the act of causing two people or groups to become friendly again after an argument or disagreement. He wanted to heal the wounds of the war and bring the country back together in a spirit of unity and forgiveness. His plans for Reconstruction, the period after the war, aimed to rebuild the South and create a more just society. Lincoln's leadership was also marked by his wisdom. Wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. He was able to make difficult decisions under immense pressure. He listened to different advisors but ultimately made choices based on his own convictions. Convictions are strong beliefs or opinions. One of Lincoln's most famous speeches is the Gettysburg Address. It was a short speech given during the Civil War at the dedication of a cemetery for soldiers who had died in battle. In this speech, Lincoln spoke about the ideals of equality and freedom upon which the United States was founded. His words were powerful and inspiring. Inspiring means encouraging or making you want to do something. The Gettysburg Address is still remembered today as a powerful statement about democracy and human rights. The Civil War finally ended in 1865 with the victory of the Union forces. Lincoln had successfully led the country through its greatest crisis and had played a key role in ending slavery. People were filled with joy and hope for the future. Joy is a feeling of great happiness. However, just a few days after the war ended, tragedy struck. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. He was murdered while attending a play. His death was a great shock and a deep loss for the nation. Loss means the feeling of sadness when someone or something is gone. Despite his tragic end, Abraham Lincoln is remembered as one of the greatest leaders in American history. His commitment to preserving the Union and ending slavery, his courage in the face of adversity, his empathy, and his wisdom continue to inspire people around the world. Let's review some of the key words we learned about Lincoln's leadership. We talked about his remarkable qualities. We defined leadership as guiding others. We experienced a time of conflict, a serious disagreement or war. We looked at his qualities, his characteristics. We learned about his integrity, his honesty. We saw how controversial his ideas about slavery were. We understood secession, the act of leaving. We witnessed a bloody war. He faced great pressure, stress from difficulties. He had to keep people motivated, wanting to work hard. We saw his empathy, his understanding of others' feelings. He showed compassion, caring for those who suffered. It changed the purpose, the aim of the war. It was a courageous act, showing bravery. He faced criticism, disapproval. He believed in reconciliation, bringing people back together. He showed great wisdom, good judgment. He acted on his convictions, his strong beliefs. He spoke about important ideals, high principles. His words were inspiring, encouraging. People felt joy when the war ended. His death was a great loss, a feeling of sadness. And we remember his commitment and his courage. Abraham Lincoln's story teaches us that true leadership involves courage, compassion, and a strong belief in what is right, even when facing enormous challenges. What qualities do you think are most important in a leader? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us to learn about the leadership of Abraham Lincoln. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more lessons on history and English language learning. What other historical leaders would you be interested in learning about? Let us know. Keep learning and keep striving for what you believe in.